Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. And take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called Foggington Bear by Megan33, and I'm guessing this is a reference to Paddington Bear. I don't even really know what Paddington Bear is. I just have that as a reference in my mind. I think it's a cartoon, or it's maybe a storybook. I think there's also like plush animals that are Paddington Bears. Um, yeah, but I don't really have an idea of what exactly Paddington. I think it's some sort of like comic story or something like that. Um, but I didn't read any of them obviously as a kid, so I don't really remember what they are. I don't have a really good intuition of what it's about. But anyways, let's get to the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region. The grid is partially covered with fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell. No guessing is required. So say you placed a correct digit in this cell here. It would clear the fog in the 3x3 square that is centered on the square that you placed correctly. So if you placed it correctly here, it would clear all 9 of these cells from fog. So this is typical, or not typical. This is a traditional. I don't even know. Traditional fog of war for Sudoku variants. And that's how fog of war works. We have cells with a filled circle must be odd. So these are both odd digits. Digits along a magenta red band line form a set of consecutive, non-repeating digits in any order. So, for example, you could have something like, say, 7, 8, and 6, and this would be valid because they form a set of consecutive digits, right? 6, 7, and 8 are consecutive. What you could not have is something like 6, 7, and 9 because that's not a consecutive set of digits, so that's obviously not going to work there. Oh, and by the way, we have the, this is the face of the Foggington Bear. He doesn't look very happy, though, so it just seems a little nonplussed here. So that's an example of how Renban lines work. We have adjacent digits along a green German whisper line must have a difference of at least 5. So this digit must be 5 away from both of these digits. So say this was a 3. If this was a 3, this would have to be 8 or 9, because those are the only digits which are 5 or more away from 3. And that's an example of how German whisper lines work. I will be probably calling them whisper lines because there don't seem to be other types of whisper lines here. A black dot between cells indicates cell values with a 2-to-1 ratio. A white dot between cells indicates cells with consecutive values. Not all dots are given. So, if, for example, this were, say, a 3. No, let's say this was a 4. If this was 4, this would have to be 2 or 8 here to maintain the 1-to-2 ratio between them. And these digits would have to be 3 or 5 to be consecutive with the 4. So those are all, and these are known as Kropke dots, and those are examples of how Kropke dots work. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, these two digits are on Whisper 5 lines, and they connect to the same digit here. So we're going to mark these as dark cells, and this, well, let's make them as orange cells. And we'll mark that with a yellow cell here. Because on a Whisper 5 line, okay, so I'm going to call them Whisper 5. On these Whisper 5 lines, you'll always alternate between low digits and high digits on this line. Because what digits can be next to a low digit, which we classify as 1 through 4, 1 can be next to 6 through 9, 2 can be next to 7 through 9, 3 can be next to 8 or 9, and 4 can be next to only 9. All of which are digits 6 through 9, which we classify as the high digits. 5 can never be on a Whisper 5 line in normal Sudoku, because if you have a 5, what digits can be 5 or less than it? It's 0 or less. What digits can be 5 or more from it? It's 10 or more. And none of those are normal Sudoku digits. So this must be either 1, 3 or 7, 9. Well, this has to be in a 1 to 2 ratio with each other. It cannot be 1 here, because if this were 1, it would have to be next consecutive with 2 other unique digits, which it cannot be. 1 is only, and this can't be 9 either. Digits next to a black property dot can only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. 5, 7, 9 can't be next to a black property dot, because what happens if you have 5 or double? Sorry, what happens if you have those numbers or double those numbers? 5, 7, and 9 become 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, which aren't digits. And then if you double them, they become 10, 14, and 18, which are not digits. That's the reason why you know these cannot be 1, 2. That's why you know you can't have 5, 7, or 9 there. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. This can't be 1 here. If this were 1, and this would then have to be 2, 1 can only form a 3-length ram band with 1, 2, and 3. So that doesn't work. So this cannot be 1 here. If this were 2, that means this would be 4, this would be 1 and 3, and this would have to be 5, 6. So this is next to 2 unique digits on a Whisper 5 line. So it must be 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, because it can't be 4 and 6. 4 can only be next to 9 on a Whisper 5 line, and 6 can only be next to 1 on a Whisper 5 line. And by Whisper 5, I mean it's basically the same as German Whisper. I basically saw a setter basically gave it this name, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. So that's why I started calling them this. But let's see. So if this was 2, this would have to be 4. Oh, this is next to 2 odd digits here. So this can never be 3 or 7. 3 can only be next to 8 or 9 on a Whisper 5 line. 7 can only be next to 1 and 2 on a Whisper 5 line, but only one of those is odd. So this cannot be 3 or 7. If this were... Okay, these can't be 1 and 2, so that's one issue. So here, if this is 2 and 4, so let's just do all the combinations, I guess. We have 2 and 4 here. That forces this to be 1, 3, so that would be 4, 5, 6 here. So then this would be 7, 9, 7, 9, and this would be 8. That works. If this is 2 and this is 4, this becomes 3, 5. But then this cannot form a Ren band, right? Because we'd have 3, 5 as a pair here. 2 can only be on the 3-length Ren band with 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4. But that's eliminated by the 3 having to be one of these digits here. So that does not work. So 4 being here and 2 being here doesn't work. What about 3 and 6? If this is 3, that means this is 6. 3 has to be consecutive with 4 and 5. No, not 4 and 5. 2 and 4. 2 and 4. 6 would not be able to be with 4, 5, and 6. It could either be 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8, both of which require a 7. But since there's a 3 here, this can't be 1 and 3 here as a pair. It would have to be 7 and 9, and then that would break this renban. So that does not work for 3 being there. What about if this is 4 and this is 8? So we have 4, 8 here. What about, we have 4, 8, 6, 3, and 8, 4. So if we had 4 here, this is 8. 4 is consecutive with 3 and 5, so this couldn't be 1, 3. This would have to be 7, 9, but then the 8 would be has to form a renban with either 7 and 9 or 6 and 7, which doesn't work because this would have to be a 7, 9 pair. So it cannot be 4 and 8 here. What about 6 and 3? So if this is 6 and this is 3, 6 is consecutive with 5 or 7, but we have a 3 here. So this cannot be 1 and 3 as odd digits. It has to be 7 and 9. And then this, again, would have to be consecutive with 5 and 7. So we have a repeat in that in box 5. So 6 doesn't work either. What about 8? 8, I think, does work. So 8 would have to be with 7 and 9 here, which would force us to be 1, 3 as a pair. 8 would be with next to 4. We'd have 1, 3 as a pair here. This could be 2. And this would be 4 with 5 and 6 on the renban. So we now know these are all the possibilities for this central box. So this has to be a 4. This 2-8 pair eliminates 2 and 8 in the rest of the column, so this can't be 2 or 8. It's 1 or 9 as yellow. This digit is going to be next to 3 other unique digits on a Whisper 5 line. And it cannot be 2 and 8 because of the 2-8 possibilities here. So this is, okay, so these are both orange. So these both have to be yellow. So yellows are consecutive with yellow, so that's yellow. This is orange here. This has to be consecutive with 3 other unique digits on a Whisper 5 line. That only leaves 1, 2, 8, and 9. And this can't be 2 or 8, so this must be the orange 1, 9. Which leaves these 3 digits as yellow because you always swap different sets on a Whisper 5 line. We have 3 yellows here. We are guaranteed one of these. These are both consecutive with this, so it's either 5 or it's another yellow. And therefore, this must be yellow and 5. In the set, because we already have 3 yellows in the box. If we had 2 more yellows, then they would have 5 yellows in the box, and each set is only 4 digits large. That leaves these as orange. This cannot be 1, 2, 8. So this is 3 or 7 here as an orange, which leaves this as 2, 4, 6, 8 as a pair. The 5 here must be consecutive with the 4 or 6 here. So if this is 5, that would force this to be 6, but then it would have to be 4 here. If this is 5, that would force this to be 6, and then this would be 4 here. Either way, then this is always 4, which means yellows have to be lows. And then oranges have to be highs. So then this must be 9. This is 8. We have 2. This is 1. This is the last. So 4 is low here. So this is the last low. It must be 3, which makes this 7. No 2 or 4 here. This can't be 2 or 4. It's 6 or 8. 6 and 8 would be consecutive with either 5 or 9 here. So this is not 7 or 9, it's 1 or 3. No 1 or 3 here, it's 7 or 9. These digits have to be a 5 and a 6. Wait, that doesn't work. Oh. Okay, this can't be 7. Apologies for that. That was not good. So this, right, could have been 3, 4, 6, or 7. And since it is high, it's 6 or 7. So if we did make this 7, and this was a 5, 6 pair, that doesn't work. Right? Because this digit is consecutive with 2 other unique digits. Well, if we had a 7 here, if this is 6, it would have to be 5, 7 here, but then we'd have to have a 5 there. If this is 5, this would have to be 4 and 6, but then we'd have to have a 4 there. So this cannot be 7, it's 6 here. Which means this has to be a 5, 7 pair. 5 would be consecutive with 4 or 6. 7 would be consecutive with 6 or 8. Either way, 6 has to be one of these digits here. So we're guaranteed 6 has to be one of those two. We need... One of these is 1, 2 as a pair. We don't know which. So this is either 1, 2 or 4, 5. Obviously, this can't be 5, so this can't be 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. So 4 has to be one of these digits here. 7 or 8 is consecutive with this digit, but we can't have 6, 7, or 8 be here. So this is either 5 or 9, and 9 is only consecutive with 7 or 8. So this is 9, which makes this 8, which makes that 7. This digit is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2 other unique digits, so it has to be 2 or 4, and is low. This cannot be 5, and it cannot be 2 lows, because if it were 2 lows, we'd have 5 lows and a 5 in row 8, which is not allowed. So this has to be 2 highs here, and it can't be, it's either 6, 7 or 7, 8. We don't know which. So 7 has to be one of these 2 digits. Remaining digits in row 9 are low or 5. And they cannot be low here. Okay, sorry, can't be 5 here because 5 can never be on a whisper 5 line. So this is low, which makes this high. So this is either 1, 2, or 4 here. If this is 1, this would be 2, and that would be 4 here, but 4 is not allowed because we have to have a 4 in one of those cells. This can't be 1. This becomes a 2, 4 pair, which forces this to be 1 or 8. This is high, cannot be 6 because it would have to be next to 1 on a whisper 5 line. Can't be 7, so this is 8 or 9 here. These are 2 lows. 8 eliminates 8 here. Okay. Where is 9 in row 8? It has to be one of these 2 digits here. If this were 8, this would have to be 2, 4, because 8 cannot be next to 4 on a whisper 5 line. So 8, 2, 4, and 8 to be in a 1 to 2 ratio, which doesn't work. So this cannot be 8. This is guaranteed to be 9. This is a Renban. Interesting. And we can't have 2 and 4 on it. We can't have 9, and it has to be 4 length. So obviously it can't be 1 through 4, no 2 through 5, no 3 through 6, no 4 through 7. It can only be 5 through 8. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and this can't be low. So this is pink, which eliminates pink in the rest of the row. And this must, so this is 5, and this must be 6, 7, and 8 here. Which means this has to be a 1 to be low. This is high. We have 4 high digits in row 8, which eliminates high digits in the rest of the row. This has to be low. This can't be 1 because of 1 in the row, so this is 2 and 4 as a pair. 1 is next to 2 in a 1 to 2 ratio, which makes that 4. So that leaves this as 3 here. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we're close to solving it. This can't be 2, this can't be 2. Therefore, that leaves this as a 4 here. So this is 4, and this is 1, 2 as a 1, 2 ratio. This has to be 6 or 8. 6, 7, 8 here. 6, 7, 8 here. This digit cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it's high or 5 because of the 1, 2, 3 triplet in the row and the 1, 2, 4 in the column. This then has to be 4, 6, or 8 to be next to a black Kropke dot because it can't be 1, 2, 3 because of the 1, 2, 3 triplet in the row. If this is 4, this can't be 8 because that would force this to be 4, and we already have a 4 in the row. So this is 4 with 8 here, which could work. 7, 9, 7, 9. 4 with 2 here, which could work as long as this is 3 and 1. 6 and 3 doesn't work because this would have to be a 4, 5 pair, and we already have 4 in the row. So this can't be 6, this is 4. And is low. Therefore, the rest of the row cannot be low. It's high or medium. Because we have 4 lows already in that row. So this has to be 3 of the same set. Right? Because these are 3 of the same set. It's either 2 with 1 or 3 and 8 with 7 or 9. So this has to be, and this is 4, 5, and 6. So this, if this is 2, 1, 3, this must be 7, 8, 9. If this is 7, 8, 9, this has to be 1, 2, 3. Well, if this is 7, 8, 9, we would have 6 digits in box 6, which would have to be high or 5. That's only 5 digits possible to be in those 6 digits. So this cannot be 3 high digits. It has to be 3 low digits, which means these can't be 3 low. This is 3 high. And this must be 8. That forces this to be 1 and 7, 9 as a pair. Sorry, 7, 9, 7, 9. This is 1, 2, and 3. Remaining digits in box 4 are all low. And therefore, this is 3. And this becomes 1, 2 as a pair. And that leaves us as 4, 5, and 6. Which means this cannot be pink. This is all red, so pink is one of these. This is 5, 6 as a pair. Okay. What about this? We have 2 digits consecutive. Let's just do these first for now. What digits can be here? 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. No 3 here. That means this can't be 6 here. This can't be 4 or 8, so this is guaranteed to be 2 or 3. And is low. And that can only be consecutive with another low. So these are both low. 2 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 4. And 3 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 6. So this can't be 2 or 8 here. So either this is 1, 2 as a pair, but that would eliminate all possibilities for that still, or this is 2, 3 as a pair. So this has to be 2, 3 as a pair to be consecutive. That eliminates 2 here, so this is 1, which makes this 2. These digits are consecutive. If this was 4, it has to be 4 and 5 here. Because it can't be 3 to be consecutive with that. If this is 6... this has to be 5 or 7, and it cannot be 5 because it would be 5, 6. That would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. Oh, so this can't be 6 because that would make this 2 highs or 5, and we'd have 6 highs or 5 in column 1. So this must be then low and a 5. Which means this has to be low here and is 1. So this is 4. That's 4. This is 5. That's 1. 4 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2, which makes this a 3. This cannot be pink, so therefore this can't be red, and therefore this is 6. So that leaves this as 6 and 5. 6 eliminates 6 in the rest of the column, so this is 8. This can't be 6 or 8, it's 7. That leaves this as a 6. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 9 and 7. Remaining digit in column. So these remaining digits are all high. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's 7, which makes this 5 here. This is then all high here. And this must be 6 and 8. That leaves the remaining digits in row 2 as all low. This has to be high and is 9. Remaining digit here is 7. This is 6, 8 as a pair. This must be 1, 2, and 4 remaining in row 2. This can't be 4 because of 4 in the column. We have 4 low digits in column 9. That eliminates low digits in the rest of the column, so this can't be 4. It's higher 5. This is higher 5. This is 5, so this can't be 5 there, so this is high, and this is higher 5. This can't be 1 or 2 because of the 1, 2 pair in the column, so this is 3. That's consecutive with only 2 out of 1 or 2, so this is 2, this is 1. 2 eliminates 2 here, so that's 1 and 2, which eliminates 2 here, so that's 1. This can't be 1 or 2, it's 4. This can't be 1 or 4, it's 2. So 4 cannot be either of these. So this is 5, 6 as a pair, so this is high or 5. And this must be low, and is 4. So this is a renban. It's 5 and 6. You can have 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, and those are the possibilities. You can't have you can't have anything involving a 4. So that means this has to be 5, 6, 7, 8, period. So this is 7 or 8, and this is 7 or 8. This is high, obviously. These two digits are in a 1 to 2 ratio, and it cannot contain 1, 2, and 4, so it must be 3 and 6. That means this is high or 5. We don't know which, and this has to be it can't be 7. This has to be 8 or 9. So this is 5, 7, 8, 9, 5, 7, 8, 9. And this can't be 6 or 7, so this is 8 or 9 too. We have a 2, 4 pair now left in row 1. Okay. So 2, 4, 2, 4. That leaves the remaining digits in the box as 3 and 9. Okay, that eliminates 3 and 9 and the rest of... Oh, this 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 8. So this is 8, which makes this 9. So there we go there. That means this can't be 9. This can't be 9. This has to be a 6. Okay. These 7 8s both see this cell because they cannot have repeats on the renban. And so these are different 7 and 8s, and they both see that cell, so this can't be 7 or 8, it's 5. So this is not high, it's pink, which eliminates pink here and here. So that make this pink. This can't be pink here. Where is pink in column 7? Cannot be here because of the pink here. Can't be here because of pink here. These have to be red, so that forces this to be pink here. We have 4 highs already in row 7, so this can't be high, this is low, and 3, which makes that's not low, so it's high, and this is low. So that makes this 3 and 6, this is 3, this is 5 and 6. So this is 7 or 8 here, but it cannot be 7, because to be consecutive, actually this can't be 8, so this is 6 and 7 as a pair. 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 7, which makes this 6. That forces this to be 8 here, this is 5. 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 5, that's 6. That makes this pink, this high. So this can't be pink anymore, therefore, oops, can't be pink, so that's low and low. This must be pink here. So this is 1 and 2, which forces this to be 3, so that can't be 3, this must be high, therefore this is low. And we can fill everything out. So this is 1, 2, 4, 5. This is 3, 1. 4 eliminates 4 here, so it's 2 and 4. This is only a low, so it's 3. 7 eliminates... We already had that a while ago, so that's 9 and 7. 3 eliminates 3 here, so that's 9. 7 eliminates 7 here, so that's 8, which makes this 7. 8 eliminates 8 on the Renban, so it's 7. This can't be 7 or 8. It's 9, which forces this to be an 8. And I don't see the rest of the bear, I guess. We just have the face. Is that a hat or something of some sort? I don't know what these white things are, though, either. Interesting little Fog of War puzzle. Yeah, it was pretty good. Anyways, but I expect that. Or maybe I shouldn't say I expect that. I think Megan33 always does a really good job with his Fog of War puzzles. So, another good job. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.